Hi, I'm Hayley Keenan and I play the fiddle in Talisk. So I started off playing the fiddle about the age of 10 or 11. So before that I started on the piano, and that was like an instrument that was played by both my sisters, so it was just natural for me just to pick it up. So folk music was a huge thing in my household, and obviously being from Scotland as well, there's just loads of Scottish music in the house. So my mum decided to send me to fiddle lessons, and I haven't really looked back since. So yeah, and then just living in Glasgow as well, there's loads of sessions. That's where I met the guys, and that's how Talisk was formed, just through the amazing music scene in Glasgow. And I also studied at the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, doing their education programme there. So I got this fiddle in my last year at school before I started at university. So basically, it's just it's an acoustic instrument. So there's loads and loads and loads of different types of fiddles. This is obviously a full size, and it's a French Breton fiddle. So I kind of guess the process is like when Harry Potter goes and finds his like wand. You need to find the instrument that like suits you and your style of like playing. So I just like experimented and tried loads of fiddles until I found what kind of suited my playing best. I'm quite a heavy-handed fiddle player, so I like something that sounds quite full from the get-go. So I just felt like this instrument suited me best. So so basically I try and change my strings once a month. So as I said before, I'm not a light player, I'm quite a heavy player, so that kind of does stress me out from time to time, just thinking how much life the strings have got in them. It's kind of hard to tell. So I do quite a lot of like experimental things, like in Talisk as well, like quite a lot of rhythmic stuff. So instead of just playing, but so that's all to do with the bow. The pickup that I use on my fiddle is called a skiing bow. This is this thing here. Sorry, it's a bit mucky. So basically I got this fitted onto my fiddle about 5 years ago. So there's like a setup in Scotland that every fiddle player has. So they've got this skiing bow. If you look here, it's just jack cable that goes straight in. And there's also a DPA microphone that goes on top that I don't actually have. I'm not going to use for tonight's show. But the combination of both is amazing. It's so clear. I think again it suits what I do with the fiddle, and most fiddle players in Scotland as well. So the skiing bow was made by a guy up in the Isle of Shetland in Scotland, which is pretty unique in itself, to be honest. So it's kind of hard to track them down nowadays. So they're like gold dust. So a skiing bow. So I actually go buy another one just to make sure that they don't run out. And again, so that was made with, if you see this wire here, attaches onto the bridge, so just the vibrations from the bridge is picked up. So the tuning for the fiddle and the violin's always strings G, D, A, and then E at the top, and that doesn't really change unless, for example, we were in Canada playing at a festival and there was a fiddle player that had tuned his fiddle. I can't remember the exact tuning, but that was part of the regional style of playing. And again, you do get some different tunings depending on the type of tune. So there's like Shetland, which is a region in Scotland, that sometimes some Shetland tunes have been influenced by some Scandinavian tunes because they're obviously very closely linked together, where the tunings can be different again, but usually it's just the bog standard G, D, A, and then E. at the top. This bow here I have had for years and years, so basically every time I get my bow rehaired again, try and get it done at least twice a year, because I do quite a lot of, you know, experimental stuff with it, especially quite a lot of rhythm stuff, so it does need rehaired quite a lot. Every time I do get it rehaired, the people that repair the hair always say it's not a great bow. It isn't, but I just can't play the same with another bow. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, it's maybe just cheap rubbish in some people's eyes, but to me it does the job, and I feel like it just it feels like it's a good part of my like playing. I can't do without it, so until I find another one that suits that. But yeah, so I've got, I always travel with like at least 2 anyway, just in case something does happen, you know, or if you do shed a lot of hair, that can happen as well. So I think the past couple of weeks, I've definitely you can kind of tell down here that the like hairs came on done top here as well. So you kind of just have to be careful and just make sure you're on top of the maintenance of it. If you look at my pedal board here, so again this is all done through my skiing bow. So here we've got a mute pedal, so again it's pretty simple, just tap it on and off to mute it. So I'll let you listen to the skiing bow by itself. So next we've got an octave, and I use that a lot in Talisk. So again, without the octave, and with the octave sounds a bit more like a cello. And I wouldn't necessarily use that to play an actual tune itself. So if I was to play a tune, it can sound quite mucky and quite muddy. So for example, if I was to play the octave, it does sound quite muddy. So here it is with the octave. So you just usually play it with like long notes, so that's what I kind of do in Talisk. So just kind of adds another element of depth, I guess. And the other 2 guys as well, they use their octaves, so together it can sound the sound can be huge, you know. And then next to that I've got my reverb pedal, which just makes it sound nice, I think. So I would maybe use that with a slower tune. So quite often I would play the octave and the reverb together. So and again that kind of just adds a wee effect on with the added reverb. So I'm kind of happy with my like setup, and that's powered. All these pedals are powered through this gear, which I got about a year ago, and it's just been so robust. It's just I just like love my setup, to be honest. It's a bit different. Like again, quite a lot of fiddle players nowadays are experimenting more with pedals, but it's still a new thing. And I would like to try other pedals as well, but it's just knowing how far to take it, I guess. So next to the power box here we've got a DI, so that's just again, that's just helps to power the rest of it. And then next to this I've got my microphone mute, so I'm not using that tonight, but as I said previously, if I was to use a DPA along with my skiing bow, then that would just be powered through that using phantom power. And again, that just helps if I'm tuning. I can just tap them both on and there's no sound being produced. No one else in the audience can hear me tuning. It's just me on stage, so it's perfect. But yeah, so that's my pedal board. So I would like to add to it. I'm just not sure where to go next with it, to be honest. I would like to do loops, but that's a skill in itself, to make sure the timing has to be absolutely perfect. So you can check out my band Talisk on social media. So we're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, as well as our website talisk.co.uk.